All right, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and I'm going to be talking about something that's occurring today that's going to last for like a month, which is the Triple Crown races. And you know why the Triple Crown races are so important? Because it all has to do with Elvis. Okay? Elvis, it is connected to everything that has, you know, what's important to like yearly rituals, like Super Bowls and big events, you know what I mean, per year. And horse racing is one of them. They have this thing called the Triple Crown, and it's very rare that a horse wins a Triple Crown. And is it just a coincidence that when Elvis was born, the year Elvis was born, there was a Triple Crown winner? Okay? And the year Trump was born, there was a Triple Crown winner. Okay? But the year Obama was born, there was no Triple Crown winner. Because I explained to you, because Elvis is the one. So Elvis has a Triple Crown winner. Trump has a Triple Crown winner. And then when Elvis died, there was a Triple Crown winner. Man, oh, you know who the horse was that won the Triple Crown? His name was Seattle Slew. Slew means to violently kill, man. They're going to destroy Seattle, folks. Get the hell out of Seattle, man. What do you want me to do? All right? Get out of Washington State. That's what I mean. Because Seattle is in King County. Horse racing is the sport of kings. And when did Seattle Slew win the Triple Crown? It was the same year Elvis died. Elvis died on 8/16/1977. Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th. June 11th, the day I'm telling you that Washington State, where Seattle is going to be struck. Some kind of spectacular event is going to happen on June 11th in the state of Washington. Most likely, Seattle's going to be ground zero, but it's going to affect all of that area, okay? Especially the northwest side, everything near the water, okay? To the north, okay? North and west. And whatever, west, north. Anyway, um, so get out of all of Washington State before June 11th. All right. And of course, that connects to Elvis because Elvis's head is the state of Washington. All right. If you look to the left, it's Elvis's head. All right. They're going to chop it like the chop zone. That's what it was calling it during the those riots and nonsense that was going on during the pandemic in 2020. Anyway, and that's when Trump threatened Seattle. The headline was Trump threatens Seattle. And guess what the date was? June 11th. When the headline came out, it was June 11th. It said Trump threatens Seattle on CNN. All right. Now, uh, so pay attention. So the year Elvis died, there was the Seattle Slew on June 11th, won the Triple Crown. The when Elvis was born, the horse that won, because you remember I told you Obama is like Elvis's crown. He is how do I explain this? He's needed to make this charade work. But really, it's Trump that's the Antichrist in the flesh. So you have Elvis being the real Antichrist, Trump the Antichrist in the flesh, and Obama being like the fake person, as because they're going to make him as the thing. Anyway, so when Elvis was born, the horse that won was named, this was the name of the horse. Look at this. What the hell's wrong with me? This was the name of the horse. Omaha. Sounds like Obama. The horse that won the Triple Crown when Elvis was born was Omaha. Okay? You understand? Omaha. and when and guess what? It was the third Triple Crown winner ever. Okay? It was the third one. So what is the three? I told you guys. The crown, right? And when Trump won, when Trump won, when the Triple Crown, when Trump was born, was won by, because I told you it's very rare. There's only been I don't know, 13 or 14, I can't remember, 13 Triple Crown winners throughout the 100 and something years. And so Omaha was the third one. And what was the name when Trump, and look at the number. Give me a second here. I told you it's not going to be fluid, this video. I'm doing all this because I didn't have the patience to do it before I was busy. So what was the name of the Triple Crown when Trump was born? This was when Elvis was born. The Triple Crown winner was Omaha. When Trump was born, it was assault. Ass. Salty ass. Assault. Okay? And it was the seventh winner. The 3 and the 7, which I told you is the EL. Okay? You turn the 3, the 3 looks like an E, and the 7 upside down is the L. It's the assault. Okay? And you know Trump is going to be assaulted, you know? So do you see what I'm saying, man? It's the EL. What? Why? Why is it that way? Tell me, man. How? Don't you understand what I'm telling you? What is the chances of all that? Okay? Man? Do you not understand what I'm saying? And what is this, folks? What is this? It's the O and the A. The Alpha, Omega. And what is the A? It's the Space Needle with a crown. Can't you, how many times have I explained that? It's the Space Needle. Look. It's the Space Needle. In Seattle, the A and the O. The crown. You see, it's the A and then the O. Actually, I didn't. Yeah, like that. Okay? Are you understanding, man? Come on. It's right in your face what they're doing. And then when Elvis died, Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. On June 11th, Seattle Slew. It's like I want to cry, it's like cry out, man. Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown, man. Triple Crown on June 11th, man. A horse called Slew, Seattle. Seattle Slew. Anyway, let's go, folks. Let me go to the now. So this year's Triple Crown. Oh, one last thing. When Elvis, the year Elvis, because Elvis is everything about the needle, because he was the first famous person to have anything to do with the Space Needle in Seattle. When the Space Needle opened, Elvis filmed a movie. He was in the Space Needle when it first opened. And he was the first famous person to have anything to do with the Space Needle. And who was the first famous person to take a injection on live television? It was Elvis. Elvis took the polio injection on live television. When did he do it? On Bill Gates' first birthday, 10/28, 1956. 1956 is when Elvis took the needle. On October 28th, Bill Gates' first birthday. Bill Gates lives in Seattle next to the needle. Okay? And the guy who invented the needle The guy who invented the needle was Jonas Salk. Jonas Salk turned 42 years old on that day. It was his birthday, 10/28, and he was 42. And Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington's the 42nd state. Are you understanding it? The connection. So the needles, okay? He took the needle on Bill Gates' first birthday, Jonas Salk's birthday. Jonas Salk was 42, okay? And I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, look. So that year that Elvis took the needle, there was a horse that won two out of the three Triple Crown races. He didn't win all three. So he didn't win the Triple Crown, but he won 2 out of 3. What is 2 out of 3? It's 666, the percentage. 2 out of 3. So that's a connection. And who was he? What really connected? Because they didn't want to make it this obvious. My goodness, how obvious can you get? Watch this. Who was the horse that won the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont in 1956?
Needles. According to Wikipedia, Needles was an American Hall of Fame.
Needles won 2 out of the 3 Triple Crown races, because the Triple Crown consists of 3 races: Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stakes. So he wins 2 out of 3, and that was the year Elvis took the needle, and the horse Needles wins 2 out of the 3 Triple Crown races. Again, folks, I asked you, what is the chance of that? How about 0 to none? 0 to none, okay? Yeah, there's a saying, right? 2 out of the 3 is not bad, something like that. That's funny. Anyway, so now that you see that it's all connected, right? Wait a minute. Okay, so let me just tell you now. What did I tell you guys? Is the crown? Okay, there's 2 ways to do the crown. Okay. Let me just show you this real quick. The letter O represents the crown. So does the number 3 also, obviously, because it looks like a crown when you turn it sideways, right? It looks like a 3, a W, because George W. Bush, he was the president during 9/11. The W is a crown. Washington has the W, and W it looks like a 3, right? Anyway, so look, the letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, and reduce is 6, because 1 plus 5 is 6. That's what reducing means. So each letter gets reduced, and that's how you get a calculation, okay? And 9/11 happened in 2001. 15 plus 6 is 21. If you take out the zeros in 2001, you get 21. And what was the 156 prime number? 9/11. So 156. The 156 prime number is 9/11. So when 9/11 happened, that was the crown. And 9/11 happened in 2001. 15 plus 6 is 2001. 2-1, get it? And the 156 prime is 9/11. And this year, from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 is 156 days. Okay? Now, the last leg of the Triple Crown. Yes, that's true. The number 33 equals 156. Okay? It equals 156, 66, 222. The numbers, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, don't get me distracted. Hold on. So, from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 this year, because it's a leap year, is 155 if you don't add the day, but 156 if you add the day. So there's your other connection to the crown. The crown is 156. Now, Yes, good one, Jenny. That's a good one. 15 times 6 is 90. That's right. Elvis needs the 9. That's right. And, but check this out. Um, so this was one way to get the crown, right? Now, if you just wanted to do it simply, it would be like this. The letter O is a crown. O is 15, right? If you just want to say, so that means that when you see 150, that's what basically you're saying is the crown. 150. Like that, like whatever. You get what I'm saying, right? Uh, it's a crown number, 150, right? Because O is 15, 150. Get it? One. So what number Kentucky Derby is this year? What is this year's Kentucky Derby?
In Churchill Downs, the 2024 Kentucky Derby was on Saturday, May 4th, 2024.
Oh, Mom. Yeah. When is the 150th Kentucky Derby?
May 4th. According to The Athletic, the 2024 Kentucky Derby, Saturday, May 4th on NBC Peacock, will be the 150th running of the annual horse race
The
in Louisville,
150th
Kentucky.
running of the Kentucky Derby is today. Okay? 150th. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? 150. It's the 150th running. Now, that's the Kentucky Derby today. Now, when does the Triple Crown races end? With the Belmont Stakes. When is the 156th running of the Belmont Stakes?
June 8th, 2024. According to Wikipedia, the 2024 Belmont Stakes will be the 156th running of the Belmont Stakes, scheduled for June 8th, 2024.
So the first leg is 150, the last leg is 156. The crown and the crown. You see that? It's the two crowns, the 150 and the 156. All right? And the middle one is 149, which has a connection. The 35th prime is 149. Elvis was born in 35. The 149th day of the year is JFK's birthday, which is the backwards date of 2/16, which is August 4th. When Trump gets his head wound on Obama's birthday, Trump gets the head wound. Is the backwards date of JFK's birthday, who got the head wound. Okay. Anyway, I'm about ready to lose it. Hold on. Somebody sent me a text. I just want to see what they were sending me here real quick. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just. I am live at the moment. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so we have the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby today. Belmont is 156th. The two crown connections, which I just showed, right? For anyone who got in late to the chat, watch from the beginning, okay? Now, are you ready for this? Are you ready? So, what is the key here? Because Seattle Slew, that was the year Elvis died, Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th. And I told you that Washington State, where Seattle is going to be struck on June 11th, right? And Slew means to violently kill. So Seattle Slew was a Triple Crown on June 11th, the year Elvis died. Are you ready for this? Look. So this year's Kentucky Derby is the 150th running, which I told you has to do with the crown, right? So Elvis turned 89 this year, okay? And what year are we in? The 24th. The 24th year, right? 24th prime equals 89. So Elvis turned 89, the 24th prime is 89, and what is the 89th prime? The 89th prime, okay, look. Equals 461. Okay? 89th prime equals 461. Now, why am I showing you this? Because look what happens when you add the Kentucky Derby number, which is this year's Kentucky Derby, is the 150th running. Look at that. The 89th prime is 461. If you add the 150, which is the crown, you get 611. See that? You see that? All right? And I told you, Elvis turned 89 this year in the year 24. 24th prime is 89, you see? You see? You see what I'm saying? And yes, 461 is the same numbers as Trump's birthday, 614. Yeah, 614, yeah. All right? Now, pay attention. When Seattle Slew ended the Triple Crown, it was in the 103rd running of the Triple Crown. Okay, I mean, it was the 103rd running of the Kentucky Derby, okay? Check this out. The 103rd running of the Kentucky Derby, which Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown that day, all right? Yeah, hold on. Don't listen, folks. Don't bother with the trolls. I'll handle it, okay? Don't talk to the trolls. Okay, now listen. So the Kentucky Derby was the 103rd running, right? And of at that time, I'm saying it was the 103rd running when Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown, right? And the 103rd prime number is the first number in primes that has a 666 connection. Okay, let me tell you what the number. Look at this. This is so remember the Kentucky Derby that Seattle Slew won in 1977, the year Elvis died, was the 103rd running, and it was the 103rd prime number equals 563. And this is the first one that has a connection to the 666. How does it connect to the 666? This is the first one out of all the primes. The 103rd prime is 563. You add the 103 to the 563, you get 666. See? That's the first one that has a 666 connection. Okay? Do you understand? Okay? Now, so that's the connection. Now, and remember, that was the year Elvis died. When he won the Kentucky Derby. When did Elvis die? He died on 8/16, right? Now, if you take the 8/16, pay attention. So the 8/16, remember, the 103rd connected to the 666, and this year's Kentucky Derby is the 150th running, which connects to the crown. Look what happens when you take the 666 connection with the 103rd running to the 150th running, because Elvis died on 8/16, right? Look, 666 plus the crown number, and which is this year's Kentucky Derby, the 150th, is 8/16, the day Elvis died. You see it? Are you seeing it? Okay? Do you see it? Okay? Okay, so that's all I can tell you right now. All right? For the people who got in late, you got to watch from the beginning. Yes, there you go. Now, you know what? I was going to do the Triple Crown races, but I'm going to come back and do that. Not the Triple Crown. I was gonna do the but I want to leave this video up. So I'm gonna do the contenders for the Kentucky Derby when I finish this one. So I'm gonna keep this one up, and I'm gonna come back on and do the contenders for the Kentucky Derby. But right now I'm gonna do the more of the Seattle Slew connections. This one needs to stay up because I like the way it's flowing right now, the video. So we're gonna do the Seattle Slew one. Get ready, okay? So watch this. So Seattle Slew wins the Triple Crown when the same year Elvis died, right? On 6/11/1977. Slew means to violently kill. Okay, and I told you that's when the actual, Seattle, Washington is going to, some spectacular events going to happen there in the state of Washington on June 11th, right? This year. Now, remember, Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on 6/11/1977. Now, let's look at some information about Seattle Slew. Seattle Slew won the Kentucky Derby. The very first time he won was on 5/7/77, right? That was, the year he won the Triple Crown. The first leg of the Triple Crown is the Kentucky Derby. Then you have to win the Preakness, then you have to win the Belmont to win the Triple Crown. And that's what he did. But the first race was the Kentucky Derby. Look at his death date. So the first time he won the Kentucky Derby was 5/7, and he died on 5/7. Okay, so that's one connection, right? And watch, keep watching. Let me show you. So Seattle Slew died at the age of 28 on the date 5/7, right? Now watch. Let me just show you this quick connection to 9/11. You'll see in a moment. So Elvis's satellite concert, Aloha from Hawaii, it was aired on 4/4/73 on NBC or something like that. Okay, it was aired on 4/4/73, but that's not when the concert took place, but that's when it was aired on TV. And the Twin Towers opened that same day. And the 7 and the 3 is the EL connection, like Elvis, because 3 looks like E, the 7 looks like an L. And the 44 is the kill number, right? And that's MLK's death date. And MLK was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died, right? Now look, it was on 4/4/73. Now, are you ready for this? Look at this. So, and you'll see why I'm showing the Elvis satellite concert connection in a minute. All right, but the Twin Towers opened that day to the public. On that day that the Aloha concert was and the Twin Towers opening date is 28 years, 5 months, 7 days. And why is that important that it's 28 years, 5 months, and 7 days? Because look, Seattle Slew died at the age of 28 on the date 5/7. I mean, can you believe this, man? And he died like the next year over, Can you believe that? Okay, now, and you know that on 9/11, what buildings fell on 9/11? It was the 1, 2, and the 7. What buildings fell on 9/11? The 1, 2, and 7. Okay? Seattle Slew died on 5/7/2002, and that's not a leap year. It was a regular year. 5/7 is the 127th day of the year. You see that? The 1, 2, 7? And I just told you that buildings 1, 2, and 7 fell on 9/11. Right? You see what I'm saying? And by the way, the 12 and 7 connects to the EL word, but I'm not going to show it here. If you've seen my 9/11 videos, you know what I'm talking about. And look, and I told you guys everything is about the neighbors are walking. I live right next to the street. That's why all the noise you're hearing. Sorry about that. Anyway, so, and from Seattle Slew's death, 5/7 to 9/11 is 4 months, 4 days, or 4 months, 5 days. Look at that. Are you looking at that, what I just showed you? So, look at the amount of days. from 5/7 to 9/11. Look at the days also, besides the 44-45, which equals 89, and Trump is the 44-45. But look, it's 127th day of the year is 5/7, the day Seattle Slew died. And it's 5/7 to 9/11 is 127 days. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's the 127, then the 127. Okay? Now, let me just take a break for a second. Ow. My arthritis is acting up. All right, so did you guys understand that? How ridiculous that is? Okay, now. Oh, and let me tell you why the Aloha from Honolulu, the Aloha from Hawaii concert is so important. Okay, watch. Where was the Aloha from Hawaii concert recorded?
Honolulu, Hawaii. According to IMDb, Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii. A 1973 concert by Elvis.
What was the concert venue where Elvis did his Aloha from Hawaii concert called?
The Honolulu International Center.
That's it, the Honolulu International Center. Now look what it looks like. The Honolulu International Center.
According to Wikipedia,
look at this.
The Neil S. Blaisdell Center is a community center near downtown Honolulu, Hawaii.
Now you just ask yourself, how is this possible that this place can look like this? I'm trying to find the best image. Look at this place. It looks just like the top of the Space Needle. Look at that. Look at this thing. If it had a needle on the top, it would look just like the Space Needle. You know, it's just so ridiculous, man. And by the way, the address at the time when he did the concert, it was 777. The address 777 Ward in Honolulu. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to show a more close-up. I don't know if you can see the more close-up of it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So that was why I was showing you the Honolulu connection, because it was connected to the Twin Towers opening date, right? Now, the next one I'm about to show is this thing. Look, it's all connected to this. That's why I'm showing you this, to the Seattle Slew thing. Las Vegas Landmark Hotel Demolition. So look at this thing. So first let me show you the image of it. You see that? Now, yes, I know it doesn't look like the Space Needle exactly, but it has, the characteristics of it, okay? And it's called a landmark, okay? It's got the mark name, and what did they do to it? They destroyed it. Let me just show a close-up again. You see what I'm saying? They destroyed it, and Elvis was, because it's in Sin City, and Elvis, he was at the International Hotel, which was not too far from there, because the word international means Lord and Savior. I mean, it means, it equals the same as Lord and Savior in gematria, okay? And that's why Trump uses the international too. And anyway, so what I'm trying to say is this thing was demolished, and let me just show you the demolition, the way it looks, the demolition. So they were demolishing it right here. You can kind of see they're demolishing it. All right. And it was in the movie Mars Attacks. They actually used the footage of it actually being demolished, in real life, right? And when was the Las Vegas Landmark demolition?
According to Wikipedia, at 5:37 a.m. on November 7th, 1995, the Landmark Tower was demolished through implosion.
It was November 7th, 1995, right? Now look, remember I was telling you about the connections with Seattle Slew being 28 years, 5 months, 7 days. The connections I was showing you, because he died on 5/7 at the age of 28, and the other 9/11 connection I was showing you was 28 years, 5 months, 7 days. Look, the Landmark Hotel to 6/11, the Landmark Demolition 11/7/95, and remember, MLK turns 95. And I told you everything's about my birthday, 9495. And look, to the day that Washington State gets struck this year on June 11th is 28 years, 7 months, 5 days. So there's your 5/7 connection, but it's opposite the numbers, 28 years, 7 months, 5 days instead of 28 years, 5 months, 7 days. So, it has that connection, you know what I mean? And you got some numbers there that connect. But anyway, the Las Vegas Landmark Hotel, okay, so it has a needle. That's why I was saying that. That's what I'm saying. It looks like kind of like the Space Needle. All right, now, why am I bringing that up? There was another reason. No, I can't remember. I must have put it somewhere else, that paper. Oh, I forgot to show that from the, that, let me just type it in. You can just see it. What did I do with it? All right. So from that demolition to the demolition of the Seattle Kingdome, that's the reason I'm connecting it, because it's connected to what I just showed right there, plus what I'm about to show now. So the demolition of the Kingdome, Seattle, get it? The Kingdome is like the kingdom, all right? Because Seattle's anagram is EL state, the state of God. EL means God, okay? I forgot to mention that earlier. EL means God in Hebrew, and that's the anagram for Seattle, the EL state, L state, and so they demolished the Seattle Kingdome on 3/26, the year 2000. Now, and it just so happens that, because if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been telling you guys everything's about the 2/16, 16/2, because on a regular year, June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, right? And August 4th, my other prediction of Trump getting his head wound on Obama's birthday is August 4th is the 216th day of the year. So it's 2/16, 16/2, because June 11th is the 162nd day. So look, see the date right here? November 7th, 1995 to March 26th, the year 2000, when the Kingdome was demolished. Look at the amount of days. 1,602 days. There's your 16/2, 2/16. You see? To the two demolitions of the Needle and then the Kingdome in Seattle. And the Seattle Kingdome looks just kind of like that image of the top of the Space Needle. You know what I mean? The top, that's what the Kingdome looked like. All right? And even the amount of months and years, look at that. The 44 is the kill number. 4 years, 4 months, 20 days. You have the 4, the 2 with a crown, 42 also. Because Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington is the 42nd state, right? And Elvis started working at Crown Electric on 4/20. So look, folks, it all connects, okay? This is some kind of like monstrous script that these people are, putting out there. And anyway, so let me get to the next thing here. I got distracted. This is one of the most complicated videos, man. All right, now back to the Seattle Slew thing. So from Seattle Slew's win, see, remember I told you Seattle Slew, when he won the Triple Crown on June 11, 1977, right? The year Elvis died. But Seattle Slew's death age was 28, and it was on 5/7. But look, Seattle Slew, from the year he won the Triple Crown to the day Seattle Slew died is 24 years. And look at that, 1, 27 again, because 5/7 is the 127th day of the year. Look at that. But look, it's 24, and we're in the year 24. All right, so from Seattle Slew's win to his death is 24 years. There's that 24. Okay? And then 127 again, 10 months, 27 days. All right, now, that's that connection. And hold on, folks. And here's it's kind of complicated, but here's a connection. Yes, and the 9/11 buildings were 1, 2, and 7, right? That fell. Anyway, Seattle Slew, his death date, the day he died, Seattle Slew, the horse, was 5/7/2002 to 6/11 this year. Was the real slew, the real slewing of Seattle is 22 years, 1 month, and 5 days. Okay, and the connection to that is that 6/11 and 9/11, if you look at the numbers, if you add them up, it's 15 and 22. So you have that connection. 6/11 and 9/11 equals 15 and 22. So you have 22 and 15 right there, and from Seattle Slew winning the Triple Crown to the day the Kingdome fell was 22 years. And then from the Kingdome, from the Kingdome in Seattle being demolished to this year's 24. So it's a 22-24 connection. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, from 6/11 to Seattle Slew's death was 24 years. From Seattle Slew's Seattle Slew's death to 6/11 this year is 22. So you have that 22-24 connection stuff, And I was just explaining that it has connections to everything over there. Now, look, I know, folks, it's complicated, but just take what you can with the ones you can understand, and the ones you don't understand, don't worry about it. Just, just move on with the stuff you do understand. Now, and if you listen, for the people who don't know, I told you the 45 is a super important connection to 44-45. That's why the Trump is the 44-45 president, 44th person, 45th actual president to take office. And that's why Obama had to be born on 8/4, because that's when Trump gets his head wound. And Trump's connected to the 44, and Obama's the 44th president. So that's why he had to be born on 8/4, right? And, there was that Beirut explosion, and I'm born in Beirut. There was the biggest explosion we've ever seen in our lifetime happened in Beirut. And for the people who were mentioning the Pearl Harbor thing, I mentioned the Pearl Harbor was on 12/7. That's connected to what I'm showing you here. And the building's 9/11. Look, you got to watch all my videos to see all the stuff I've showed. And from Elvis's birthday to Pearl Harbor is 6 years, 11 months exactly. 6/11 again. See what I mean? It's all connected. And like I said, you have to watch my videos to understand it all. So Seattle Slew, when he died, to the day that the Beirut explosion happened, okay? Look, where is it? So from the day Seattle Slew died to the Beirut explosion, it has the 666 in there with 4 or 5 days if you add the days. So it's the 666 with a 45 connection. All right, 6,664 days or 65 days. So you know what I mean? Anyway, and look at the numbers: 18 years, 2 months, 28 or 29 days if you add the day. So 18. Look at this. 1/8 is when Elvis is born, and what's the 228 or 229 connection? Elvis died on 8/16, which is the 228th day of the year and the 229th on a leap year. but he died on this equation. But look, you see what I just showed? Elvis was born on 1/8. And you see, 18 years, 2 months, 28 days, 2 months, 29 days. Okay? And that's to the Beirut explosion from Seattle Slew's death. All right? Now, and like I showed you that from Elvis's death, just like Seattle Slew's death, I mean, the year Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown, the same year Elvis died, it's 24 years. I showed you that. I mean, I was mentioning that earlier. Okay? And so that's just Seattle Slew's death from Elvis's death. Okay? So the 24 again. And we're in the year 24. We're in the year 24. You understand? Hold on. And what did I do here? Now, from Elvis's birthday. By the way, you know that the name Elvis equals 67. And Jesse, his identical twin, because that's why the Twin Towers fell. But anyway, forget about that. But his identical twin was named Jesse. And Jesse, spelled with an I, like it is on his gravestone, also equals 67. All right? It's 67, it equals Elvis, his name. Just add up the letters according to what the alphabet, is. You know what I mean? A is 1, B is 2, that kind of thing. So Elvis equals 67, Jesse equals 67, right? And from Elvis's birth to the day Seattle Slew died, look, from Elvis's birth to the day Seattle Slew died, the horse, is 67 years. Look, see? And again, it's connected to the 24. See that? It's got that 24 again connection in there with the amount of days, 24,000. But look, 67. Elvis equals 67. And by the way, 67, when written out in gematria, is the first number that equals 162, which is June 11th. 67 is the first number that equals 162 in gematria. And June 11th is the 162nd day of the year on a regular year. On a leap year, it's 162, 163. Okay, now, when was Seattle Slew born? Seattle Slew was born on 2/15, 1974. So 2/15 to 5/7. And by the way, 5/7 is the day, Seattle Slew's death date, but that's also the day that he won the first leg of the Triple Crown. Kentucky, and the Kentucky Derby was run on 5/7 that year, 1977. And look, it's 2 months, 22 days. If you add the day, it's 82 days. And Seattle equals 82, and Elvis with the letter O, the crown, O Elvis equals 82. All right? So from Seattle Slew's birth, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, if you add these up, look, 5 and 2 is 7, 15 and 7 is 22. That would be 722. 722 is the reverse date of June 11th. June 11th, is the 162nd day of the year on a regular year, and it leaves 203 days in the year. And 722 is the is the 203rd day. So it's the backwards date. Anyway, so you have that connection. And why am I showing this again? What's the reason why I'm showing this again? Give me a second to get my bearings here. Maybe I'll show this again later, but right now, so from the Seattle Kingdome demolition, okay, because we're talking about Washington State, Seattle Kingdome demolition to this year, June 11th, is 24 years, 2 months, 16 or 17 days. And Trump's going to get his head one on the 216, 217th day of the year in the year 24. And look at those numbers for the days. 84, you see that? 88, 44, 84, 84. The 44 is the kill. And I told you he might come back 3 or 4 days later, like he opens his eyes on 8/8, maybe after he gets his head wound on 8/4. But look, it's the year 24, August 4th is a 216, 217 day. And this is from the demolition of Seattle Kingdome to this year when Washington State gets struck, Seattle. All right, now. Oh, and by the way, those numbers, 8/8 and 4/4, if you separated them, 8 plus 8 is 16, 4 plus 4 is 8. Look at that. That's 24, and then Elvis died at the age. Elvis died on 8/16. You see what I mean? I just thought that was, I could show you other stuff, but I thought that was interesting. Now, here's something you have to pay attention to, okay? Make sure you pay attention. So, let me show you how this connects, okay? And if you think, like I said, if you want to believe in coincidences, folks, go right ahead, all right? Now, so I told you the Seattle Slew ritual of, the horse winning the Triple Crown the same year Elvis died on June 11th, right? That Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. This Seattle Slew and the Seattle Kingdome that was demolished, right? Look at this connection with that. Watch this. So from Seattle Slew's birth date, the day he was born, Seattle Slew, to the day that the Kingdome went down. Remember, I told you how important the 95 is, because I told you I was born on 9/4, but it landed on the 9/5 day, and MLK was killed on the 94-95 day, and which is the 4/4/4/5, get it? And he was killed on the 4/4, but it landed on the 4/5. But anyway, so he turned 95 this year, 95, and then you have the 3/7 with the EL. So it's the EL, which means God, because the 3 looks like an E, 7 looks like an L, 9537, right? And I just explained the MLK. It's named after King County in Seattle. Seattle's King County is named after MLK now. So that's to the demolition of the Kingdome in Seattle. From Seattle Slew's birthday is 9537. Now that was to the demolition from the birthday of Seattle Slew. Now watch what happens when you go from the opening of the demolition of the Kingdome to the death of Seattle Slew. You understand? So we just went from the birth of Seattle Slew to the demolition, basically the death of Seattle Kingdome, right? Now we're going to go the opposite. We're going to go from the birth of the Seattle Kingdome, when it opened, to the death of Seattle Slew. Look, same exact number. Now it's from the Seattle Kingdome opening to the death of Seattle Slew is 9537. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And why does that happen? You want to know why? Why is that happening? Because of this connection. Because when the Seattle Kingdome opened, it closed 8,766 days later. It was demolished on 3/26/2000. So it opened on 3/27 and closed on 3/26. And that's exactly 8,766 days, which is exactly 24 years when you don't add the day. You just go up to that. Oh, no, I think you add the day, yeah. 8,766 days. You see that? And why is that important? Because the word twin has the ending numbers of 8766, the total, which I told you all connects to Elvis and the Twin Towers. Okay, I'm not going to get into it right now. I don't feel like it. But so that's why, because it's the twin numbers in between the Seattle Kingdome opening and its demolition, all right, connected to the twin. Now, so remember that I was just explaining the connections with the 9537 with with these two connections, 9537, 9537, Now, Is it just a coincidence? Remember, I was doing that the Hebrew year connections with connecting all of this because you know El means God in Hebrew, right? So Elvis, he was born in the year 1935, and he died in 77, 35 and 77. Look what happens when you use the Hebrew years. It's 5695, 5737, 95 to the 37. Are you understanding what I just showed? The 9537 connections, okay? You understand? Are we understanding each other here, or is it? I know this is ridiculous, over the top, too much information. I'm only showing this because I don't know if I'm going to leave this video up. I'm just going through all the connections here. Now, you remember that I was watch this. So remember I was telling you that Seattle Slew died on 5/7. Seattle Slew died on 5/7 at the age of 28, right? You know what I did? I wanted to see from my birthday, 9/4, going backwards. I didn't look at it going forward. I should have. I didn't even check that. I should have done that. I'm going to do that right now in front of you guys. But look at this. If I went backwards from the day I was born, 9/4, 1964, from that day, if I went backwards 5 years, 7 months, 28 days, because he died on 5/7 at the age of 28, Seattle Slew, right? But look where it lands. It landed on Elvis's birthday, right? It landed on Elvis's birthday. And why am I showing you this? Watch what I'm about to show you. Look at the amount of days. 2067. So basically 267s. Okay? And why am I showing that? Because I told you that that on the day I was born is a 247, 248 day, which is how old America is right now. 247, 248 it's about to be. And from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 247, and on leap year is 248. And look, it's 8 months, 4 days, and I told you Trump's gonna get his head one on 8485 because on the leap year it's 8 months, 5 days. But now look, oh no, it's still 8 months, 4 days, but it's 248 days. But anyway, same connection from the first of the year to my birthday, or from Elvis's birthday to 9/11. Now look at the percentage, 67.67. That's 267s, and I told you that Elvis equals 67 and Jesse equals 67, and the Twin Towers fell, right? And that's why from Elvis' birthday to 9/11 is the 67.67. They brought down the twins. The 67 is Elvis and Jesse, right? Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I was showing you that from from my birthday, if you went backwards, the exact day I was born, you go backwards, with the 5/7/28 connection, because that's when Seattle Slew died and how old he was, 5/7/28, and then it was 2067. I just showed you the 267 connection. Now, what day was this that happened? Let me show you. So this was the day. This from my birthday backwards. So it was 1959. On Elvis's birthday, it was 1959, which is the backwards numbers of 9/5. Remember? I've been talking to you about that, 9559. And the 267s is the Elvis Jesse. Now look, so Elvis was born on 1/8, but in the year 35. Let's go back and see what we see. How many days from Elvis's birthday to this day? See? Look, there's your twin number again. So from Elvis's birthday to this exact day is 8,766 days. Then from that exact day to my birthday is 2,067, which I just showed you is the Seattle Slew connection. Date 5/7. He died on 5/7 at the age of 28. From that day to my birthday was 5 years, 7 months, 28 days. So it connected to the twin. That's what I was trying to tell you. Because 8766 is the twin number. Yeah, look, folks, I know this is beyond ridiculous what I'm showing, but I'm just trying to show you all the connections. Now, I only have 2 more things to show. And I told you that that from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 8 months, 4 days, right? And my birthday is 8 months, 4 days into the year. Pay attention. My birthday is 8 months, 4 years into the 8 months, 4 days into the year. Okay? I was born on 9/4, right? And man, what am I I forgot what I was trying to say. So, and Trump's gonna get his head wound on 8/4. Okay, but I'm born on 9/4, but it's 8 months, 4 days into the year. But anyway, Trump gets his head wound on 8/4 on Obama's birthday. So look at this. From the day I was born to the day Seattle Slew died, look at this. So the day I was born to the exact day Seattle Slew died. Exact day I was born, exact day Seattle Slew died. Look at that. 37 years, 8 months, 4 days. See that? It's the ELL84. You see? L84. You see? Another beyond ridiculous thing that I'm showing you. All right. So if you can't understand what I'm showing you, I don't know what to tell you. All right. And now, this is the last 2 things. All right. Yeah, some of you really get it, and some of you are just a little bit lost, and I understand. For some people, this is just way over the top, too much, but that's okay, Yeah, 37 is the EL, which EL means God, right? And now look, the day Elvis was born to the exact day that Seattle Slew won the Kentucky Derby, the year he won the Triple Crown, the beginning one was the Kentucky Derby. And that was the day he died, 5/7, 24 years later. But 5/7 was the first leg of the Triple Crown that year that he won, okay? And that was the Kentucky Derby. From Elvis's birthday to this day, it was 15,461 days exactly. And look at that. The 15 is the crown, right? 461 is the 89th prime. Are you looking at that? So Elvis turned 89 this year. All right? And what's the 150th Kentucky Derby this year? In 2024, the 150th Kentucky Derby is this year. And 461 is the 89th prime. I mean, come on, man. I sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man. Are you understanding what I'm saying there? Now, last but not least, okay? Last but not least, pay attention. Oh no. Do I have more? Are you serious? Oh no. Do I have more to show? Come on, man. I'm already exhausted. Oh man. I'll see, man. I'll go through. Let me look. But let me just tell you this. So, folks, listen to me. If you were to write down every date through the year, now listen here, folks. Just ask yourself what I'm about to say, okay? That's right. That's what I'm saying. This is not something that these are fallen angels that are doing this kind of trickery. Nobody can be this smart, what they're doing, okay? This is fallen angels that have put this script together, all right? Now, just ask yourself this thing, okay? Satan and his minions, basically. And so if you were to write down, okay, now how do you write the words as a date? Okay, you don't say January 1 or January 2 or January 3. That's not how you write it. You would write January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, or January 8th. Not 8th. Okay, so when you write June 11th, you would write it with the TH at the end, 11th, right? Now that you know that, that's how you would properly put it into the calculator. So now, if you were to write every single date into the calculator, there is only one date, folks, on the calendar that equals 141. It's only one. 141 is June 11th. It equals 141. June 11th equals 141. Now, what else equals 141? Like I said, remember, the only date on the calendar that equals 141 is June 11th. Now, look at this. Seattle Slew equals 141. Elvis Lucifer equals 141. Elvis with the numbers 666 in Roman numerals, which is written DCLXVI, equals 141. So that means Elvis with the 666 in Roman numerals equals June 11th. You see what I'm saying? Only the top number we're talking about. Not all the numbers equal the same. Just the simple adding every letter of what the alphabet is. You know, S being the 19th letter, E being the 5th letter, A being the first letter, and so on, you know. No funny business. So the only one is June 11th. Just ask yourself why, how, you know? Did you understand? It's the only one. It's the only one, folks. It's the only one. Okay? It's the only one. And like I said, if you think that's a coincidence, and like I said, there's no hope for you. All right? There's no hope. Anyway, all right, let me see. Okay, well, let me just show you this. Remember I told you I'm born on the 247th day of the year, and from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 247 days, and we're in the 247th year still of America's age, right? It's going to be 248 on July 4th, but it's 247. The square root of 150, because the Kentucky Derby is the 150th, which I explained to you is the crown number. O is 15, which is the letter O is the crown, and you put it together, it's 150. Get it? The 15th letter is the O. So the square root of 150 is 12.247. So you have the 247 connection, which is my birthday. Now, what's the 12? The 12 is this. The 12th prime number equals this, which I explained to you is the 12th prime number is 37, which is the EL, which is God in Hebrew. See, that's why the 12 is so important. And then you have the 247. Okay, so that's the 150 square root. So that's why I was showing you that. But what's the other one? And today's Kentucky Derby is on 5/4, and it's 4 months, 4 days into the year, 5/4. And interesting, if you put the percentage, which I call the devil in the details, if you add them up together, because if you don't add the day, it's 4 months, 3 days. When you add the day, it's 4 months, 4 days. Look at the percentage. It's the Elvis Jesse percentage, 67. See what I mean? So that's another connection with that. And what else? Let me see if I'm going to show anything else here. Oh, from Elvis's birthday, yes, 5/4. That's right, 5/4 backwards, because people say 5/4, 4/5. Okay, and watch. I was going to show that in the other video. You'll see what I'm saying. When you see it, you'll understand. Make sure you say that when I come back on about that, because I've talked about the 45-55 before. You'll see what I mean. So Elvis's birthday is 1/8 to Seattle Slew's birthday is 2/15. Okay, and look, there's 1 month, 8 days in between if you add the day. See that? And what is 38 and 39? Is 77. Right? 77 is when he died at the age of 42. Look, Elvis's birthday is 1/8, and it's 1 month, 8 days in between Seattle Slew's birthday. The horse that won the Triple Crown, you know. And look, 77th prime is 389. See? 3, 8, and then 9. 389. Because it's 38 or 39. Get it? 389. 77th prime is 389. 38 plus 39 is 77. Anyway, so that, and I told you that the O is the 15th letter, which is the crown, right? The O is the crown, right? So in between 5/7, because he died on 5/7, Seattle Slew, and he also won the Kentucky Derby on the date 5/7 back in 77. Look, it's 1 month and 5 days, or 1 month, 4 days if you don't add the days, so it's the 45 connection. But look, it's 1 month, 5 days, which is the crown. I told you the O is the 15th letter, right? And why am I bringing that up? Because, check this out. How do I explain this? What am I showing here? This is so complicated. All right, pay attention. I don't know if I'm going to figure this out. So look, I told you from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 247 days, because it wasn't a leap year. It would be 248 if it was. 247, 248 it would have been. And that's my birthday. 9/4 is 247, 248 day of the year. And that's when I was born, on a leap year. But look, 666 days is 182.47. The devil in the details, 18247. So from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 247. Do you see the numbers? 18247. 18247 is 666 days. So it connects to 666 here. And now pay attention. From Elvis's birthday to Seattle Slew's birthday, watch how I connected. 182, and then the 15th prime number is 47. So 182, 15 is 47. Get it? 182, the 15th prime number is 47, right? Are you seeing that? And how many days was in between the day he won the Triple Crown and that was the day he died too, 5/7. In between 5/7 and 6/11 is 1/5 also, right? And if you think that's a coincidence, watch this. So remember, I was showing you, right, that it's got the 182, right, and then the 15th prime number is 47, so that connects to the 666, right? And so the 15th prime number is 47, right? Look at this. From the day Seattle Slew won the Kentucky Derby to this year 6/11 is 47 years, 1 month, 5 days. Are you seeing that? Remember, the O is the 15th letter. That's the crown. The 15th prime is 47. So you have the 15 and the 47. You see that? Connecting to this year 6/11 from Seattle Slew, winning the Kentucky Derby. Because he won the Triple Crown that year, right? Man, I'm about ready to lose it, folks. I'm serious. I'm going to lose it. And look, from the day he won the Triple Crown, from the day he won the Kentucky Derby, which is the year he won the Triple Crown, to 9/11 is 24 years, 4 months, 5 days. Look at that. So you have the 24, because we're in the year 24 now, and the 45 connects, right? Because when Elvis died on August 16, 1977, he died at the age of 42. But 45 years later, on his death anniversary, his 45-year death anniversary, that day, on August 16, 2022, when he turned 45 years dead, that was the day the fuse was lit. The fuse was lit because on that day, August 16, 2022, to this year, June 11th, is 666 days. So that's the fuse lit. And I told you this is so it's the 45 connection, right? 4 months, 5 days, but it's 45 and then up to the year 24 because we're in the year 24. So it had to connect to the 45 and the 24, right? And now, here's another connection. From the day Needles won the first leg of the Triple Crown, the year Elvis took the needle on live television, Needles won the Kentucky Derby. Oh, by the way, Satan equals 55. Satan equals 55. The year Elvis took the needle, a horse called Needles won the Kentucky Derby. He didn't win the Triple Crown. He only won the first leg and the third leg, which was the Belmont, but he lost the middle race. So Needles wins the Kentucky Derby on 5-5. 5-5 is Satan. Satan equals 55. And it's 4 months, 5 days into the year, right? And up to 9/11 is 45 years, 4 months, 7 days. Look at that. And who's the 47 president? Trump. And when was Trump born? On the 165th and 166th day. 165, 166. 45 years, 4 months, 7 days. 47 president. You see? And guess how old Trump was that year? 9/11, 55. From 5-5 to 9/11, Trump was 55. You see what I'm saying? And he's the 47 president. Oh, man. And that's the year Elvis took the needle. And Needles wins the Kentucky Derby. Are you guys getting that? Was that beyond ridiculous or what? Are you understanding that? Look, I could show you more connections, but I'm not going to waste any more time with this. Yeah, that's it. So, no, let me just show this and get it over with. Even though I want to show this in the next video, but it's okay. I'm not. So, if you look up, because when the year Elvis died, 1977, that same year, there was a Triple Crown winner named Seattle Slew that won the Triple Crown on June 11th. And Slew means to violently kill, and they're going to slew Seattle. That you understand? So, and he did it on June 11th, right? The same year Elvis died, the horse won. And horse racing is known as the sport of kings. Elvis is known as a king. Seattle's in King County, right? And it's named after Martin Luther King now. And Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. So the king, Elvis, had the king whacked. Now King County is named, that King County where Seattle is named after MLK. Because they're going to destroy the Kingdome, which is Seattle, which is the EL state, anagram, L state. Now, look at what I did here. You remember we were talking about, because I was telling you guys that the 55 is the opposite kind of number of 45, because not only is it 4 months, 5 days into the year, 5-5, but 55 plus 45 is 100. So it's a kind of a reset number. So 55, the opposite is 45. Get it? So 45 plus 55 is 100, right? And Trump was the 45 president, and he was 55 during 9/11, which is what I just showed. So check this out. So if you look at the Derby races, it was the 100. So the Triple Crown, when Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown in 1977, it was the 103rd running, the 102nd running of the Preakness Stakes, and then the Belmont Stakes was the 109th running. You have to win all three to get to the Triple Crown. So Seattle Slew won all three races, right? The Triple Crown. And those were the race number, like how many times the races have run over the years. So the 103rd running, the 102nd running, 109th running equals 314. Then this year, the 224th running is 150, 149, 156. which is 455. See that? It's the 4555. See that? 4555. That's the Satan numbers, right? 4555. Remember, I was just showing it. And what is the 314? What is the 314? Besides, first of all, because 314 is the pi number, right? First of all, 3 times 14 equals, because it's 3.14, right? So 3 times 14 equals 42, okay? And, you know, Elvis died at age 42 in Washington, 42nd state. What does pi have to do with?
According to Media and
Listen.
Public Relations, Baylor University, deceptively simple, pi is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter.
So what is it connecting to? To a circle, the crown. So what you're seeing here is the crown. So this was the crown when Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown, right? On June 11th, the same year Elvis died. Now you have the 45-55 connection, which is the Satan and the Trump connection, right? And I told you that Elvis is the real Antichrist. Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh, okay? And Obama is the third wheel to this charade, all right? Now that you see this, the 314, right? What do you need from 314 to get to 455? What do you need from 314 to get to 455? Look at that. 314 minus 455 is 141. I mean, can you believe this? I told you the only date on the calendar that equals 141 is June 11th. And Seattle Slew equals 141. Elvis Lucifer equals 141. And Elvis with the Roman numerals DCLXVI, which is 666, is 141. You see that? I mean, what in the hell is going on, man? What is going on? All right. Anyway, folks, God bless all of you. And if you guys can't understand how much work this takes just to come up with this, I don't know what to tell you. You know, now you understand the stress I'm under and the mind games my head is playing. Like I told you, imagine that movie Beautiful Mind. You know, and that guy was just doing calculations that led to nothing. I'm doing calculations that lead to something, and it's driving me insane. You know, I mean, I should be the one that goes insane, not him. You know, in that movie. Okay, anyway, God bless all of you. Now pay attention. I can't believe this, but I'm actually going to come back on again in 5 or 10 minutes just to show you the contenders for the Kentucky Derby. I'm about ready to lose it. I'm serious. I'm having a panic attack just thinking that I'm coming back. But before I tell you when I'm coming back, give me a half an hour to recoup, okay? I'm going to come back on at 2 o'clock, okay? Yeah, somebody's mentioning something. Yeah, you're going to, the guy who mentioned something about some horse, you'll see what I'm talking about, yeah. So I'll be back when the hand hits the hour mark. Wherever you're at, when it hits the hour mark, you know. So it's half an hour from now, okay? God bless all of you. That's funny. Someone's saying, like the Rob Schneider voice, you can do it, or something like that, right? Yeah, that doesn't help. I'm about ready to lose it. Anyway, God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End of video. I'll see you exactly in half an hour, okay? So set your watches. All right. Don't wait for notification because you're going to miss it. I'm going to talk about the contenders of the Kentucky Derby. End of video. Jesus is God. Oh, by the way, make sure you watch this from the beginning later, you know, whenever you can. Watch all the way through, okay? Anyway, end of video. Jesus is God.